elementary school, middle school, I got really into Sonic the Hedgehog. So I would draw Sonic characters, and my favorite character was Tails, the fox. And then eventually I created Rika, who was another Sonic fan character, and she was the sister of Tails. And she was a blue fox who had power over fire. And I made her on my birthday. Rika kind of transformed as I did, so like when I went through like my more emo phase, she became a dark blue, and she had a dark side that was like purpley, and like she had like a demon and like red eyes and like all this kind of stuff. She had like demon wings and eventually Rika got a lighter side, which was like a throwback to her original form. So there was like regular Rika, there was light Rika, and there was dark Rika. Eventually I was like, I'm gonna tone her down a little bit. So I decided to make her an Arctic fox instead of a regular fox. So I gave her more of a color scheme of an Arctic fox in the, or more patterns of an Arctic fox in the summertime. And then she can change from white to blue, depending on how she feels. When I plan to go out to suit, I usually get like really nervous, like, what are people gonna do? What are people gonna say? What if like everybody just ignores me and I'm just kind of walking around awkwardly? And then eventually I think, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do it. I don't care what people think. For the most part, people ignore me. They will like kind of try to not look at me, or they'll look at me and be like, okay. Or if I wave to them, they'll wave back, and they like smile if I do that, if I notice them. Sometimes people will come up to me and be like, what's the occasion, or what are you the mascot for, or something, and then I'm like, I'm not a mascot, I'm just here for fun, just doing my own thing, and they'll be like, oh, that's cool.
Furries, they're pretty cool.
She looks sexy.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's pretty awesome. It's fantastic. I want one myself.
Whenever there are children, they get really excited. Their parents will be like, oh, look at that, that's really cool, and they'll be like, ah, or they'll be like, ah, and then they'll burst into tears and they'll cry. Some people know what I am and they'll be like, oh, you're a furry, and then ask me questions about furries. Some people will be like, oh, you're a furry. When I was in like middle school, I saw the words furry artist, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna label myself as a furry artist. That sounds like something that would describe me. And then my cousin came up to me and she was like, do you know what a furry is? And I was like, no. She's like, they're people that dress up as animals and have sex. And I was like, oh. And then I made a friend who was super into furries. And they actually started making furry suits. And I had been friends with this person since before he started making suits, and I was there for his first few, and they were like, I thought they were so cool. And eventually he made Rika for me. They are a wonderful group of people, so many artists. I've made a ton of friends. They do fantastic things, all sorts of dances, art, make all kinds of stuff. There's people from every kind of background. One of the great things about the furry fandom, one thing that I love about like fursuiters and people that have a persona, is that there is no race, there is no gender, there is no age. It's just people being themselves. And they like project themselves onto these characters. When people put suits on, that's like, this is me. You are talking to me. You're not seeing like my race or my gender, you're just seeing me. It's a great way for them to express themselves through their creativity. Because Rika here, I made her 9 years ago. She has like transformed as I transformed, so I have a huge connection with her. And every piece of her design is something special and means a lot to me. So when I wear her around, it's like I can finally be this thing that I've always wanted to be, kind of.
My real name's Sean, my persona name is Adam. I am a certified Finnick. One of the things I like most about how open everybody is. It's really like a brother. Hi. I mean, there's pretty much all walks of life. It's really dynamic. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're black, blue, yellow, green, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, it doesn't matter. We're pretty much a tight-knit community with a common interest of portraying anthropomorphic characters. That's what makes it a lot of fun.
Art is a huge thing in the furry fandom. Now, you don't have to have one of these suits to be a furry. You don't have to have a persona to be a furry. The definition of furry is people who have an interest in anthropomorphic animals. As somebody who, like, was hardly ever noticed back in middle school, elementary school, it feels really good to be able to have people, like, come to you and talk to you and think that you're really interesting. One time my friend and I were at a fur meet, and this one lady was like, okay, so you guys are like those furry guys, right? And we were like, yeah. And she was like, I only know them from CSI, which that show put a really bad light on us. So then we explained to her like what we actually were and like how the media is just destroying us. And she thought it was really awesome after we finished explaining it to her. We're really cool! Get to know us first! It's a lot of fun!